Last week on Bebop, we drilled holes in the hardtop, installed some solar panels, and fixed our propane. This week on Bebop, we fiddle with our outboard and fix our diesel engine. We hope you enjoy this week's adventure aboard Bebop.
To be honest, I didn't actually expect us to get into the dinghy. Pretty sure we're going to drop it getting out off the rail. You think I'm going to get it in here without dropping it?
I guess we'll see.
Alright, you got it in. It's in! Now I need fuel.
How you want to do fuel?
We're just going to put it in the top cap for now.
Okay, I'll go get it. Alright, ready?
Yep. Now that we have it in the water, we're going to do a test start.
Let's do it! Water flow's anemic.
Alright, so it's not idling very well. That's probably just an issue with the car.
Okay.
We'll take care of that later.
Alright. You want to get cleaned up and ready to go?
Yeah.
Alright. The outboard is still having issues. So really quick, I swap out the carburetor.
There's a banjo clip right here.
Yeah?
See it? It's very hard to get on because you have to pinch it to increase the diameter. Get it over. There we go. Banjo clip on. I'm installing the choke. Next is the throttle cable.
And?
Want to see if it runs?
Yeah.
Fuel on.
Did something.
Ready?
Yep.
Popped.
Mm-hmm. Despite the new carburetor, we were still having fuel issues. I
At this point, it seemed like the blocked idle jet has now become a totally blocked fuel line. Did we get a bad carb? Do we have a fuel bug in gasoline that's only a month old? Do I need to go find a new outboard? What did I miss up? Hey Stuart, can I get a pair of needle nose? We were able to put starting fluid in there, and it started up with starting fluid, but it quickly died, and the throttle had no response. You know, this really seems like a fuel issue, but that's weird because we just fixed the car. It's a brand new carburetor. What's that? Protective cap. What? Why couldn't I get the banjo clip on properly? It's like it was too small or something to go onto the bar. You got some video? Yeah, this has been recording the whole time. Alright, come back to vision. You want to see this? Yeah, sure. This little thing. Of course there's a fuel blockage. The outboard needed a little convincing to prime the car. Give her some gas? Give her some gas. That's idling. Alrighty. Can she restart? I'm gonna put her back together. Okay. Perfect. We managed to fix the outboard. Now let's fix the diesel inboard. We're in the engine room now, and since last week we got the solar installed, we are not relying on the diesel engine to keep our batteries charged up as much. So, we can now start tinkering through and getting some of this fuel supply system, whatever you want to call it, all fixed up and a diesel fuel polisher added in. Let's do it! So, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be removing this old seawater strainer for our old fridge unit. Since we're not going to be using that fridge box anymore, and we're going to be replacing it with a different system, then what we're going to do is we're just going to delete that stuff and clear off the wall that's right there so that we have space to move some of the manifolds around, bring them aft to a better location to work them, and give us space for some of our other parts we're going to be installing in here. Alright, to work. Got the demo done. Went nice and easy. I guess that's going to be the easiest part here so far. Let's take a look at what I got done. Ta-da! Nothing on the wall anymore. All this real estate, free for us to put new stuff in. Now we have space where we can move manifolds to, we can put in the fuel polisher pump on this wall, as well as the three-way valves for selecting between the fuel polisher and the engine. So, on to the next step. Here are the manifolds. I want to move those over to this spot right here so that they're a little easier to reach, and then we can clean up some of these hose runs around the ray core and stuff. And also clean this one up because that's chafing there. I think I can run that a little bit better. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Not looking forward to this. So, step one, let's see if we can purge these suckers. So we got the manifolds out. Wall's nice and clear. Our next step is going to be installing them into the new spot. Once they're installed, well, first we're going to clean them up, and then once they're cleaned, we can then install them into the new spot where we're going to put them, and then we can run hose. On to the next step. And like that, we got the hose barbs cleaned up. Now I can mount them over here. Okay, so manifolds are in. Got one three-way in, got another three-way in. Ray core is all ready to go. Next up, we run a whole lot of hose. Get the priming bulb in, get everything connected. Maybe I can get this done. We shall see. We shall see. Okay, so what we're going to start with is we're going to start from the ray core. And we're going to connect it to the three-way. And from the three-way, we're going to go back to the intake manifold. This one. Go whoop, round, up, and in. And somewhere in there, we'll put the brain fart. Priming bulb. Once we got that together, we'll connect the engine to this three-way. This is the overflow. Connect it into the three-way. From the three-way, come back, connect it into here. Once we got that, we'll probably work on the aft tank that's back there. Get that one plumbed. Alright, let's see how we can get this done. Okay, so got the manifolds in, got these hoses ran. Engine's all connected. Engine's all connected. Ray core's all connected. Now I just need to run the hose for both the feed and the return to the aft tank and the forward tank. Let's see how this goes. Alright, I got the aft fuel tank now is connected to the manifold. So I've hooked up the pickup from the tank, and I've hooked up the return from the tank, well, to the tank, into the manifolds. Looking at it from upside down, this is the pickup from the aft tank. It's all hooked up. This is the return to the aft tank, and it's all hooked up. And looking back there, they're all hooked up. Now I could do the forward tank, and I can remove this old hose. Alright, back to work. I got the forward tank done now. It's now connected. Its pickup is now in the manifold. Its return is now connected to the manifold. It was a bit of an adventure to get this all done, as when I pulled the hose off of the pickup, I got this much of a geyser of diesel. So quickly put my thumb on it and got Simon to come over and help me get some hose wrangled into it. Sadly, the hose we got that was meant for this, the 5/16 hose we have, that didn't go on. But luckily, we also had some 3/8 lying around, so I threw that on, and we got it all figured out. This does inform us some things about our diesel situation. For some reason or another, our forward fuel tank is being kept full, while our aft fuel tank is drained. I don't know why it's being like this. I would assume either the forward pickup is not pulling fuel, or the aft return is not allowing fuel to be returned to the aft tank. Maybe this might also be causing us some other issues. Maybe a blocked vent could either be preventing fuel from properly being sucked up in the forward tank, or said blocked vent might be keeping it from spraying out. I'm not quite sure. But we can start figuring some of this out. Get it figured out. Get it put together. Well, it is put together. Maybe we can get that fuel polisher running tomorrow or something. Anyway, here's the forward tank with the new hoses on. White thing is the fuel, is a boom, bilge boom, whatever we want to call it, to capture all the oils and stuff now. So from the forward tank, comes up under the Raycor, along here, need to clean that all up. Forward tank, return, forward tank, pick up. It's all done. Next, maybe we test, see if we can solder our engine, or get that fuel polisher in. We'll see. Alright, back in the engine room. So, last night, tried starting the engine up, and she gets started. She'd start well, but very quickly she would start to, revs would drop, and she would die. Multiple times we tried this. And I think I know what the culprit is. After experimenting a little bit with trying to prime the engine with our brand new priming bulb we installed in front of the Raycor. So this right here is the fuel filter strainer assembly or something or other. And from right in here, there's a little bit of a diesel leak. So whenever, like, we try priming with either the priming lever that's on there or with the priming bulb that sits in front of the Raycor, it will leak diesel. Well, after doing all this work to fix up the fuel system, it's leaking more, I guess, and now we can't get the engine to run. So, getting that, we can't repair that piece for some reason, and I've been advised to not try repairing it. Instead, the advice is get the part replaced. But replacing the part's going to take like up to a week at worst. Maybe someone somewhere has the part and they can get it fixed in the next few days. But we're sitting on a mooring vault. We want to be able to always move the boat, because pretty quick we're going to need to take the boat in to get some water, and we got this thing planned for Tuesday. So we need to get the engine running, and we need to get it running well enough that we can keep moving. So here's what we're going to do, and hopefully this works. So looking at this, here we have a hose for the going from the Raycor into the fuel filter strainer assembly thingamajig. It goes in, then it comes out, And then it goes into the fuel injection pump. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take these hoses off, and we're going to put an inline filter in.
In theory, this should work. It should get us down the road long enough for us to figure out where to get the part we need and get that part in, and then finally get the part installed. Okay, so I have removed a hose off of the engine.
So, we had a hose going from here to here. I cut that off and I pulled it off, and just as I pulled it off, the camera I was using to film all that cut just as it came off. So anyway, there it is. Focus. I might be able to get away without priming it, because besides that little bubble on top, it looks like we got fuel in the high pressure pump. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna rearrange this a little. I'm gonna put this hose onto that barb, and I'm gonna fill that hose with fuel, and then I'm gonna connect it to the filter. And then, supposedly then, it might finally work. Alright, let's get to this and see if we can make it happen. First I need to go exchange cards on the action cam. Okay, made the fix. Let's try starting the engine. Start it up. Let's see how long she lasts. So, engine's been running for a few minutes. She's been running pretty steady. Let's go increase the revs. Get her charging RPMs. Running RPMs. Let's go. Up the stairs we go. Alright, let's add some throttle. Sounding good so far. So, after running the engine for about an hour, there were no issues at all, really. It actually sounded like she ran the best she's really ever ran during our ownership of her so far. So, I think we figured out what the issue was. Well, one of the many issues that we have to work through. And I guess at the end of the day, we just had a pile of very small issues kind of just snowball into one really big problem. Mm-hmm.
And so we're working our way through the mess, one little issue at a time.
At some point, we're also going to install that polisher.
Yes, that's on the list. But given how things are going right now, it's not as high of priority anymore.
Yeah.
It's still up there. We still need to get it done because that's a really good tool to have set up and running, because we want to keep the diesel clean, and there are some really good ways to just keep that going.
Now, regarding the outboard, still having issues with it. So, the carburetor did fix some of the idling issues. However, it's really not pushing enough water, which suggests the water pump is failed. So,
Preview for next video.
This is what we're bringing
Next
up
Friday.
next video in the next vlog. Replacing the water pump. So you have that to look forward to. And hopefully, after that, we'll have it fully fixed and running. We'll see if we can get her on plane.
Maybe we can get ourselves ready to start going south. It's about
Soon.
time.
Do you have any thoughts about how we're fixing our engine issues, whether it's our outboard or the inboard underneath us? Please leave us a comment down below.
Make sure to leave a like.
And subscribe right here.
Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Boat just went by. Alright, bye guys.